Welcome back to Fixing Furniture. One of the more common repairs on a steamer trunk is repairing the leather handle at the end of the trunk. You might have one or two that are broken off. I'm going to show you how you can take that hardware off without breaking the trunk, how you can replace the leather, and then how you put it all back together again so that you've got a working trunk. I'll also show you how to stain the leather so you can get it the color you want. Stick with me, I'll show you how it's done.
As a furniture repair business, we're opening the doors to our workshop to show you the tools and techniques to repair furniture.
The front rail here, you can see this has been broken off.
We give you tips to make your repair projects easier. Let's get into the workshop and start fixing furniture.
I have two different trunks here and each use a different style of handle. This trunk here you'll see in an upcoming video. I've got a lot of restoration work to do on it. This trunk here, I just need to replace the handle and lid stay. So we'll start with this one first, and then I'll replace the handle on this trunk to show you the difference between the two. Leather trunk handles are typically multi-layers, so 2 or 3 layers, and they're stitched as well, so they're good and strong. This style of handle, I'll put 2 nails through here, and that's what holds them on. To take off the old handle, I need to take off the end caps. With this style of handle, the end caps are held on with 2 nails, and it's just a decorative plate to cover off the fact that there are nails in the handle over here. The challenge is pulling these out without damaging the trunk. I'll show you how to do that. The nails that are used in trunks are unique. You won't find these used in woodworking or in furniture. Let me explain how they work. Steamer trunks are made out of thin boards to keep them light, and a steamer trunk nail goes through the board and then it's bent over. The way that happens is as this is being nailed in place, a metal plate is held in place behind it. So when the nail hits the metal plate, it bends. So it's really important to understand this because this nail isn't just a straight nail that you'd see in lumber. This nail comes in and then it's cinched over or folded over on the inside. So what we need to do is go to the inside of the trunk and unfold the nail and pull it out. If you don't end up doing that, you'll have an L-shaped nail here and you'll end up damaging all this wood as you're pulling that out. So it's really important to make sure that we get this right on the inside of the trunk first. If we look on the outside of the trunk here, you can see there are lots of nails that are holding on structural parts of the trunk. But if we open this up and look on the inside, trunks are lined on the inside and it disguises all those nails. So it's difficult to find where these nails are unless you know where you're looking. So I'm going to have to peel back a little bit of the lining so that under here, well, there's one for example, we can find the nails, straighten them out, and then we can take these handles off. I'll turn the trunk on its side so it's easier to work on. I'll just lay some padding down to protect the side. The end caps of the handles are here, and I can see there's a nail bent over. Looks like there was some damage here, so the paper's removed. The tools I use for this are a cat's paw because it helps dig into the wood and loosen up the end of the nail. I also use just a really heavy-duty finishing nail to help move things around, and I use a punch to push out the nail. I'll bring you closer to show you what I'm doing. So I'll start with the cat's paw to lift up the end of the nail. Okay, that one's standing up there. This one, it's hard to see with the paper. Let's see if I can pull some of that paper back. I need to figure out what end is the nail. So I think it's here. Yeah, so it's standing up there. Okay, now I'm going to use the punch. This one needs to be pulled forward, like that. This one needs to be stood up, like that. And now I can use the punch to push out the nail. I pushed out the nails in the other end cap here, so I can now stand this up. And we can pull the nails out. So use a cork for some padding so don't scratch anything. use the cat's paw, get under the nail, and then I can pull the nail out. So if you look at the end here, you can see how much of that nail was bent off inside the steamer trunk. So we'll take this off, and there's the end of the handle. These nails need to come out as well. Finding these nails is really just guessing about where they are. It looks like there might be one right there. Let me just see if I can remove a bit of the paper here to see where the other one is. I don't see it, and that one doesn't look like it's bent over. So maybe if I just punch it, maybe they weren't long enough to get bent over. Okay, so I can feel one nail's pushed out. Oh, the other one is a little further that direction. They're not side by side. So let me dig a little further here. I'm guessing it's right there. Yep, there it is. Okay, and it doesn't look bent over either. So I'll punch this out, and I'll go to the other side. I'll put the claw of the hammer behind this. It should just pull out. There we go. With this all taken apart, there are 4 nail holes here, but there are 8 here. So it looks like the end cap was moved and the handle was moved. Maybe this handle was replaced once before. So for the new handle, I can't just nail it on flat like this because you never get your hand in. What you need to do is pull it out a little bit and then attach it. But before I do this, I'm going to stain the leather so that this is a nice dark piece of leather instead of this natural color. I'm going to stain all 4 of these handles at once, and I'm using a powder dye here that is soluble in alcohol. So I'm using some raw umber, which is a dark color, and I'm also using burnt umber, which is more of a brown tone. So I'm looking for something in the neighborhood of here. It doesn't need to be precise. And what I can do is test it on one end of the handle to get an idea of what it's going to look like. Decide if I need to change the color. So I just want to give it a minute here for the dye to dissolve. You can see that's a nice, dark, rich color. I want to make sure I've got everything dissolved in there. Add a little bit more denatured alcohol. Okay, and I can give it a test. So take a little bit of that, put it on the end. Yeah, I think that'll work. Might need to be a little bit darker. Or just add a little bit more of the burnt umber. Give it a little bit more richer color. And with dyes like this, you can put on several coats. Yeah, okay, I think that's gonna work. So it's just a matter of flooding the surface with the dye and then letting it dry. I added several coats to get the color intensity I was looking for. I added black in the end to give it more of an aged look, and there is some rub off that happens, so just need to clear that up, and then I can treat the leather. To cover the stain and protect the leather, I'm using neatsfoot oil. In the past, I've used boiled linseed oil, but it turns out that that will end up over time making these handles brittle. So you need to make sure you're using the right oil. Now with this, I have to wear an organic cartridge respirator. So if you're using one of these, make sure you use a NIOSH approved organic cartridge respirator. That makes sure you've got the right standard for this. So I'll put these on, put on a coat of the oil, and then I can let it dry overnight.
Become a member of our Fixing Furniture community for resources to help you learn. We offer reference sheets, live meetings, community forum, and more. Go to fixingfurniture.com for details.
These handles are looking great. They're looking like distressed leather, which is what I'm looking for. We're now ready to install them. I fixed the lid stay on this trunk, so it's making it easier to work on. This is the style of handle that's going on this trunk. It's nailed in 2 spots, and because of that, it needs to be pulled out so that you can get your hand in there. The other one that I'll show you on the next trunk actually has 2 posts, and this slides, so the handle can be pulled out and it can slide back in and go flat again. So the key for this one is making sure I've got enough material that it's going to stick out, that you can use it as a handle. It also needs to be centered on the end of the trunk. When I look closely here, I can see there are 2 different spots this has been attached over time, here and over here. So I do anticipate having to move it a little bit. So what I've done is I've taken some time to figure out where the center of the trunk is, just using the elements on the side here. Here's the center, and here's where I want the end of the handles. So if I put this at one end, and then I pull this out, that's the other end. So what I need to do is nail these in place through here, and to do that I'll be using steamer trunk nails. These are the holes from the old strap, so I'll use that as my guide, and that's where I'm going to start these nails, and then put them on the trunk and nail them through. Now I'm going to take one of them out and install one first and then the second one. Now hold up my guide so I can get the end location. I'll hold this in place here, and then what I'll need to do is punch that through the tin, and then there's a unique way that these go on. I'll show you in a second. Now if you remember, trunk nails get bent on the inside, and the way we do that is by holding a piece of metal on the inside when hammering them in. So I'll be holding this here as I hammer the nail in, and when it hits the metal, it then curves back into the wood. Here's a close-up look of what the nail looks like. So it came in, got driven up, and then the point is back into the wood again. Perfect. So we've now got a strong handle to lift the trunk, and the end caps just need to be put back on in place. They go on with 2 nails on each side, and we're good to go. Now to put on the end caps, I'm not going to straighten out the nails and reuse them because they could break. So I've got brand new nails, but the finish of the nail is very new. So I've used a technique to age the metal and tarnish it so it's going to blend in much better. If you're interested in learning how to tarnish metal like this, check out a previous video I have on a trunk restoration where I show the steps I go through to do that. I'll leave a link in the video description. In here you see there's a little bit of shine from where the previous end cap was. So I'll just use a stain marker to cover some of that, wipe away the excess, make it blend in. So there you have it, the finished handle. Now as I mentioned before, this one always sticks out. The next one I'll show you will sit flat because it's got these slots in it. Let me pull out that trunk and we'll take a look. So I'm finished with this trunk. The next trunk I'm doing a lot of restoration work on, and I've already started it. It's a big project and it'll be our next video on our channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and turn on all notifications. That way you'll get notified when we publish the video. So you can see this trunk is much larger. I've already stripped the lining that's on the inside of this, so we can replace the handles on the end here. I'll just prop up the lid and we're ready to go. You can see some of the damage here across the front of this trunk that I'm going to have to deal with. The handles here are broken off, so what I need to do is take out these nails and we can take a look at the parts. I've taken the hardware off here, and this is called a handle loop. So it's not a cap, it's a loop. There's a pin that's in the center here, and the pin goes into the wood there, and it holds the handle in place. So we'll slide that on here, and this is why the handle can sit flat, but when you use it, it slides out and the handle is usable and it can slide flat again. So it's fairly simple to put these in. This has been in 2 different spots. I'll put it in the last spot it was in and then put in some trunk nails. So there you have it, a handle that pulls out and neatly presses back in place. Well, there's a lot of work left to do on this steamer trunk, and you'll see that in our next video on our channel. Hopefully the information I've shared with you has given you the confidence that you can handle this project on your own. I'm going to leave you with another video here that I know you'll enjoy, and thank you for watching Fixing Furniture.